Muy buenas monstruitos, bienvenidos a otro vídeo del canal. Como veis volvemos con Guild Wars 2 con la expansión de Janthir y ya tenemos disponible el capítulo 11, prueba y error. Bueno, ya lo teníamos de antes, pero ahora lo estoy pudiendo grabar, así que vamos a continuar con esta historia, a ver qué nos encontramos y la cosa mejora un poquito más, porque la verdad que a mí me está pareciendo un poquito aburrida, pero bueno. A ver, comandante, Farra Belabusca, nuestra principal archivera en todo lo relacionado con los titanes, ha desaparecido. Farra siempre ha sido muy de fiar, así que es raro que desaparezca de este modo. La última vez que me crucé con ella estaba comprobando ciertos materiales en la biblioteca, nada de particular al respecto. Me han dicho que Malice, Casey y tú habéis estado investigando el paradero de los titanes. Deberíais echar un ojo personalmente a la oficina de Farra. Cuando lleguéis le pediré a la archivera Saestina que os lleve al puesto de investigación de Farra. Dadas las circunstancias, os concederemos acceso al priorato, seáis o no miembros. Apresuraos, Intendente Geeks. Ok, no sé por qué ahora tenemos que buscar a esta señora con respecto a los titanes y demás, porque creo que sabemos nosotros más que ella. Pero si es lo que nos mandan a hacer, pues nos vamos al priorato de Durmand, a ver si nos dejan. Bueno, es que me será porque es verdad que con este personaje no soy miembro del priorato, pero no pasa nada, nos conceden el acceso, así que me encanta la música que estuviera en el paso del Ornar, qué fantasía. Vale, entramos en la historia y a ver qué nos cuentan, a ver dónde está el problema, porque con los titanes me tienen hasta el higo.
Commander, look at this place. No wonder they keep it under lock and key. Never could convince any priory to let me have a peek at these shelves. Now that I'm in, I might never leave. Is that... Burn me, they've got both copies. What else are they hoarding in here?
We'll have plenty of time to browse later. The books aren't going anywhere. Farrah, however...
Gix said an archivist Sestina would show us to Farrah's station. Let's start there.
Welcome. Gix said to expect you. Sestina, Farrah's mentee. I'm holding down the fort while she's... Honestly, I have no idea what she's doing, or where she is. Nobody does. It's very unlike her.
Gix said the same. She doesn't seem like the type to just run off.
Even her research station looks like she abandoned it mid-thought. Here, come see for yourselves. Farrah's been spearheading our Titan research efforts, gathering notes on history, biology, etc. Hoping to find some sort of exploitable weaknesses of interest to you three, I'm sure.
You have no idea. I can empathize with why she feels so invested.
Obsessed, more like. Your last encounter with that third Titan Ura sent Farrah down an absolute rabbit hole. I've known her to get absorbed in her work, but this time, she was a woman possessed. Leading up to her disappearance, she was buried under tomes at her station all hours of the day. I wondered if she might be sleeping there. And then she was gone. Here we are.
Buried under tomes. You weren't kidding.
I've been trying to sort through it all. Thought maybe there'd be some clue in her research as to where she went. But, as you can see, it's a daunting job for one person.
We'll take it from here. Let you know if we find anything.
Commander?
Well, yes, though it probably doesn't help our search much. It's some notes and first-hand accounts by the Coden. And us. Suppose the Ward would keep the Priory informed. The Coden accounts seem aligned with ours. Spawn titans led by progenitors, strange communication methods, bloodstone thirst.
Probably doesn't help our search, but it's good info. Let's take note, but keep looking.
Vale, busquemos más pistas sobre el paradero de Farra. Y mira, hay que examinar ciertos libros, aunque no sean importantes. A ver, diarios de la marca de niebla. Vale, son entradas diferentes. Yo los dejo aquí en pantalla, podéis hacer pausas y leerlas tranquilamente. Pero yo creo que nos cuentan cosas que ya sabemos hasta ahora. Que si los titanes vienen de la niebla, que si la puerta se ha quedado abierta, que sí, en fin. un montón de paparruchos que sinceramente al lado con respecto a los dragones antiguos esto no tiene absolutamente nada de guay. O sea, estamos hablando de que Krakatoric, ¿vale? Estaba comiéndose la puta niebla y ahora estos bichos aparecen y salen de ella. Después de aquello, ¿vale? De encontrarnos con criaturas que se comen la niebla y lo que estaba dentro a criaturas que salen de la propia niebla en sí, pues sinceramente a mí ya no me infunde ningún tipo de respeto. Pero bueno, para gustos culos. Investigación de campo de Janthir. Vale, esto es con todo lo que sabemos ya de los titanes, biología de número interno. Ok, nada, importante. Asoma sobre el horizonte. Así que nada, y no me ha contado para logro. Así que tiene que haber más archivos que ya buscaré en su momento cuando repita este capítulo, porque es que no encuentro más nada. Nada, vamos directamente al grano para quitarme esto de encima lo antes posible, que nos faltan todavía encontrar 2 libros con lupita. Ah, aquí está el segundo, ok.
Commander, find something?
Maybe. It's about the Titans and their environments. Keith has her own section in this one.
Oh.
You're talking about Greer's effect on the swamp ecosystem. One of the lowlanders made similar comments.
Don't even remind me of that putrid place. This must be from when I was speaking with the tree tenders. What else?
Mentions the Titans merging with their environments, and that Ur's steam walls might be a clue to her location.
Now we're getting somewhere. Where there's steam, there's...
A geyser, perhaps?
Farrah seems to think so. She suggests Mount Balrior.
What are we waiting for?
Before we go chasing geysers up and down the aisles, let's be sure there's nothing more to see here.
Vale, pues entonces vamos a buscar otro, porque este no me ha contado, no se pone 1 de 3, en fin. Vamos a buscar más, no sé dónde más habrá. La verdad que este sitio es enorme. Vale, aquí dentro no parece que haya más nada. Igual déjame revisar todo bien por si acaso. Aquí no me dejan pasar. No tiene pinta, ¿no? De que haya más. No, no hay nada. Nada, pues continuamos a la siguiente salita a ver si encontramos algo importante. Mira, justito.
I'm coming up empty. How about you two?
Same, I'm afraid. Commander?
Sestina was right about Farrah becoming obsessed with this research. Her journals say she was running a side project on the Mist's Tide storms, and their connection to the Titans.
I can see why she'd think the two connected. How, I'm not so certain.
Neither was she. She wonders if the storm's energy amplifies Bloodstone, drawing the Titans to its power.
Would explain their fixation on it.
She's still not sure what the energy is, or if the Titans influence the storms as they do their other environments. Well, at least not where the journals leave off.
Maybe she found a lead and rushed off to test it, confer with someone, panic.
Hopefully not the last, or we may need to do the same. The scrawling looked rather frantic. Should we be alarmed?
She's in Janthir's Sintry. Found something in her research, then left in the middle of the night. Doesn't say what.
Did she give an exact location?
No, but the area near Mount Balrior still seems like our best bet.
Let's tell Sestina what we know, then move out.
You found something.
Farrah's in Janthir's Sintry. Think she's made a breakthrough in her research.
What is it?
That we're not sure of. But she's been stitching together all sorts of threads regarding the Titans' behavior. Particularly their relation to Bloodstone and Mist's Tides. She also thinks Ura is hiding in a geyser-heavy area.
For all we know, she could be out there trying to track Ura down herself.
What is she thinking? Going to those aisles alone and not telling anyone? Sanctioned fieldwork is one thing, but this is a death wish.
We should be able to extract her without much issue, provided she hasn't done anything too rash.
Everything about this is rash. Go, find her, and extract some foolishness from her while you're at it.
We'll do what we can. Best we get going.
Meet you there, Commander. We'll notify the Alliance and let the Lowland Council know to expect us.
Vale, pues tenemos que volver a Janthir Sintry. Uy, lo dije mal. Janthir Sintry. Vale, sí, el mapa que tenemos arriba del todo, ¿vale? Donde encontramos a los 3 titanes que se nos escaparon y se nos puso un puto muro en la cara. Pues allí. Mira, justamente donde luchamos contra los titanes la última vez. Que me imagino que tendremos que pasar al otro lado, ¿puede ser? ¿O me equivoco? En fin, ahora lo sabremos. La verdad que no tiene mayor misterio. ¿No nos ha agregado ningún mapa nuevo, en serio? Con esta gran actualización. O sea, tenemos que seguir aquí. En fin, sin comentarios. Vale, venimos por aquí. Ya estamos por llegar. Y ahora sí entramos al capitulito de historia.
Pokey, this is a surprise. You seem in good spirits.
When we told the Lowland Council our plans, he jumped at the chance to help.
Better to put myself to use than mope around. Plus, it's one less worry for my paw. I've plenty enough of that. Get to it, shall we? So, this Farrah, she's a researcher, and kin to our Malice, yes?
Well, she was Flame Legion originally. So more like what a Northern Coden is to a Lowlander.
Ah, a long-lost cousin.
Well, yes, I suppose so. Lost, at the very least.
What's that ahead?
Of storm patterns. And they match Farrah's writing from the looks of it.
Unless the field sprouted notes of its own. I take it we're on the right track.
Pages ahead.
Carrying needed supplies on foot is heavy enough. Who drags along their weight in paperwork?
A researcher, obsessed. Huh. Interesting.
Titan spawn! We're surrounded! Weapons ready!
God, can't finish a damn thought without these things interrupting.
That's all of them.
As I was saying, they're field notes on spawn emitting steam and sulfur, characteristic of Ura.
Aligns with Farrah's work. If she's documented them, I'd suppose she's met them. But is she equipped to defend herself?
It's rare a Priory scholar is also skilled in combat.
Best we get to her before any more spawn do.
On me!
Farrah? Hold on! We're almost there!
Careful! Careful!
Should be all of them. Are you hurt, Farrah?
I'm fine. It's my study that's ruined. You killed my specimens.
You were cornered. What was your exit plan? Paper cut them to death?
It's called observation. Just because you see something doesn't mean you have to kill it, you know.
Force of habit.
Regardless, going in these wilds alone is a fool's move. As is not telling anyone you're here.
Higgs was so concerned he asked us to track you down. And Sestina is worried sick.
Worried wyverns, those two. Figured I'd be back before they noticed. Guess it has been a few days. Well, since you're here, I've got a job you might like. Puts all that aggression to use. Follow me.
What's this job, exactly?
Testing a theory. So, those spawn I was observing, I'm certain they're Urus. But for now, take a look around. We're not far from the sulfur baths, but notice the difference?
Smells less like a rotten egg in a smelting oven.
True, the air is fresher and clearer. Don't see any steam, do you?
Nothing to cloud up the sun. You've been charting weather patterns here. Why?
To keep track of him. I've been watching him since I arrived. Each day, he ventures further out, expanding his territory. But the moment the rain clears, he scurries back to the baths.
You've been studying the storms. Your notes said they seemed to bolster the Titan's power.
Appreciate you keeping up on my work. Now you can help me test that very theory. And better we do so with the spawn before we face its progenitor. He's large enough to approximate Ura, physically and biologically. But he's weaker. We learn him, we learn Ura.
We came to rescue her from danger, and here she is, ready to toss us right into it.
But she does have a point. If we're going to kill Ura, we need our strategy set beforehand.
Knew you'd see reason. You get ready. I'll get in place for observation.
Resistance.
His hits aren't landing as hard.
Seems he's losing stamina.
Exactly what I wanted to hear. This is going right to the Priory Library for display.
How are you so cheery about all of this? Doesn't it piss you off? What these things did to us? To everyone?
They're fascinating beings. Powerful, mysterious on a scale all their own, and perfectly indifferent to us. What use is moral outrage toward creatures with no concept of morals?
That does certainly put it into perspective.
Maybe. It makes sense. I don't like it, but it makes sense.
Well, I'd say the weather made an obvious difference in the spawn's strength.
So if we can confront Ura during a break in the storm, we may have a chance.
We still need to scope out her lair.
I've noticed a high concentration of Titan spawn at the base of Mount Balrior since I arrived.
And there's a good chance Ura is hiding at the top and having her spawn guard the place. We may have some luck on the timing of this. Before we left, I caught word of a storm report from the ward. They're predicting a break in the storms within the next few days. If they're right, we'll need to act fast.
Let's aim for the day after tomorrow, but no later. That'll give us time to prep and get the word out.
Malice and I will head to Lion's Arch and inform the Alliance.
I'll go tell Pa. He'll want time to call a council meeting.
That leaves the Astral Ward. I'll make my way to the tower now.
Pues nada, después de este gran descubrimiento tendremos que volver a la Torre del Brujo a ver si ahora podemos cargarnos a los titanes definitivamente, porque como tenga que luchar contra ellos una vez más para absolutamente nada, yo ya desinstalo el juego, de verdad os lo digo.
Where is everyone? I've never seen it so empty in here.
I had to act! My people were in danger! I couldn't abandon them again!
Irony so rich I could gild the tesserae with it. We're in the middle of something. Are you oblivious or just dense?
It's me.
Oh, thank the stars. Quickly. I can't stand it any longer. They've been arguing for days. Literal days.
I'm trying to have a discussion. But it's off derailed by my interlocutor's perpetual outbursts.
A discussion? That's what you called that tirade of yours earlier? Think they heard you in the Shiver Peaks.
Go address the room. If you don't have a report, make something up. Before they get a second wind.
Fortunately, I have some news. We located Farrah, the missing researcher, in Janthir Sintry. She was conducting some extracurricular studies on Ura's spawn and the bolstering effects of the Mist's tides. While there, she volunteered us to test this theory by battling one of Ura's greater spawn. And sure enough, as soon as the storm cleared, the spawn weakened significantly.
See, Ren? Those storms are off. You don't need to be from the Isles to sense that.
I've been on that train of thought from the start. Why do you think I had the ward tracking them in the first place?
Malice told us your predictions for the storms breaking these next couple of days. We can use that to our advantage. We'll use today and tomorrow to get our preparations in order. The following day, we'll strike. That's the plan.
So it is. I'll call together a meeting to inform the ward. We'll return to our discussion later.
Don't rush on our accounts. Finally. Thought we'd never get a moment's peace. Not with that old gas bag here.
Sorry you got caught in the middle of this. Years of pent-up rage just waiting to be unleashed on me. Now we get to witness it in real time.
The battle should keep him occupied for a while.
Us too. I should get back to Harvest Den. Need to help Alder with preparations.
Perfect. I'm excited to finally see it. You can catch me up along the way.
At least let me give you the obligatory, you don't have to come if you don't want to.
Noted. And ignored.
Well, that's settled. Wayfinder, you keep an eye out for mail. You should be receiving something from Alder soon.
A ver la carta. Con el corazón turbado declaro que se nos viene encima la víspera de una nueva batalla. Han pasado pocas lunas desde que nos reuniéramos para semejante ocasión. Aunque nuestro anterior embate de valentía y sacrificio se vio recompensado con la victoria, me temo que no hay tiempo para dormirse en los laureles. No obstante, en todo caso, sí que disponemos de margen suficiente para debido festejo antes de atender la llamada de la lucha. Por ello te invito a unirte a nuestros osunos para una velada comiendo, bebiendo y bailando. Preparémonos para mañana celebrando las dichas de hoy. Tu humilde garra, Ariso estoico. Ok, y con esto terminamos en serio el capítulo 11, prueba y error. Qué cortito se me ha hecho, pero bueno, es verdad que estos capítulos no son muy largos. Mira, tuvo un puntito de dominio que me viene estupendamente, así que completamos esta parte. Y yo creo que nos da tiempo para hacer también el capítulo 12, ¿no? A ver, prueba y error, mira, un punto de dominio de 4. Pues sí que tenía cositas que encontrar en el priorato, así que este capítulo lo voy a tener que repetir. En fin, nos vamos a ir ahora a hacer el capítulo 12 de la víspera del combate, en el que haremos la fiesta previa al supuesto combate definitivo contra los titanes, a ver si es verdad. Así que nada, por lo pronto... ¡Ay, qué bonita que es, por favor! Mira, ella qué diva. En fin, me encanta mi nigromante. Se nota, ¿no? Sí, se nota. Lo dicho, vamos a irnos de Farra para festejar nuestra, bueno, posible victoria contra los titanes. Espero que sí, a ver si hemos podido contra dragones ancianos. Yo creo que los titanes son un piojito a su lado. Así que nos vamos aquí, donde nos señala el mapa, y continuamos con esto.
Oh, Wayfinder. I see you got Pa's invitation. Between us, he gets a bit sappy about that sort of thing. Though, I suppose the Battle's Eve feast isn't exactly a joyous occasion. More of a precautionary goodbye. But, dwell we shan't. Still plenty of fun to be had. Although your alliance pals look to be having none of it.
Aside from me, Kaith, and Malice, they don't know the Lowlanders very well yet.
Shall I introduce them? Pressure them to mingle? If all else fails, some honey wine should do the trick.
Appreciated. But you just enjoy the festivities. I'll see if I can loosen them up. Seems like you don't know what to do with yourselves.
This place is a bit rougher around the edges than Her Majesty's royal court. Although, I don't mind the change of pace.
The Lowlanders may look intimidating, but appearances can be deceiving. And they could say the same about some of us.
I wouldn't characterize it that way.
How about I introduce you to a few of the council members? Might help break the ice. For starters, Queen Jenna. There's someone you might like to meet. Ah, I suppose Anise was present for the grand reveal. Aurora, I'd like you to meet a colleague and friend of mine, Queen Jenna of Kryta.
Your Majesty. Well, this is an honor.
Dagonet, I know someone you'll have plenty to chat about with.
I'm eager to make their acquaintance.
Dagonet, meet Soaring Crest, agriculture master, expert in Janthir's ecosystem and plant life.
Most things, I've still much to learn of your people.
Then we're one and the same. Let's fix that.
And finally, Anise. I know just the person for you.
About time. The suspense was killing me.
Countess, meet Barbed Veil, Spearmaster. I pity any who find themselves on the wrong end of her spear.
Are you speaking from experience, Commander?
How about you? Think you could take Barbed Veil one-on-one?
Apologies. The eve before battle leaves them restless, sparks nerves. They hide them with spears and boasting.
I don't know that I'd be the best sparring partner, but I think I have just the match. Commander.
This is getting entertaining.
How can I ever repay you for this, Anise?
Exceptional Wayfinder. You'll face me one-on-one and live to boast. You've earned that right, and my respect. The strangers should fear the fate that tomorrow promises them.
Nothing like sparring to shake the pre-battle jitters. Me? Well, I'd rather dance them away. The eve of battle always wreaks havoc on my nerves.
Well, battle is plenty of cause for nervousness. If you stop feeling nervous, that's when you should be concerned.
Wise you are, Wayfinder. Speaking of calming the nerves, the Rite of the Warrior dance is starting up. Join the dance circle. Make the others jealous with your swan-like moves.
The Rite of the Warrior dance commences. Who shall be first to thaw our dance circle? Perhaps a visitor. Wayfinder, you impress us with your sparring moves. Have you the dance moves to match?
You bet the Wayfinder does. Don't fret. I'll join you.
Gather round! Fan our flames! Think of them as our warriors. That's it! A dance on battle's eve loosens muscles and inhibitions. A fine tradition. Draw your bearkin near. Whether you set off to battle, what a crowd! Let ash makers tell of this battle's eve for ages to come. Thank you all!
Por favor, no puedo con este baile. Lo mejor de la expansión, garra bélica y esto. Mirad, por favor, qué puta fantasía. Cómo baila. Qué madre mía. Ojalá bailara así. Qué puto flow. Váyatela, ya por esto ha valido la pena el capitulito este.
Gather
gathered here we are to remember. No. Makes it sound like a funeral pyre. Wayfinder.
They'll appreciate your message, whatever wording you settle on.
Your assurance is appreciated. Although, I wish the message were one I needn't deliver.
I understand.
Never gets easier. Although, truth be told, I wouldn't want it to. I've some prepared remarks. Keep them brief, I shall, lest the rumble of your stomachs drown out my words. But first, I shall offer the floor to our visitors. If you've your own words to air, please, come forth.
I didn't come with a prepared speech, but as the leader of the Astral Ward and a vanguard of the Tyrian Alliance...
Huh. Now he's a vanguard? What happened to the triviality of Tyrian politics?
I'm sure the muse will strike. The foes before us may seem marvels, born of worlds unknown. Let me assure you, they are nothing new. Past millennia watched the Titans rise to power, only to be buried by history's indifferent debris. Tomorrow, we shall damn them to that same insignificant fate. Will they appear again in a future distant from our own? Who knows? Instead, we must remember life's true constant. The struggle for survival. Incessant, ruthless, natural. It is that very force your tribe reveres that powers life. So fear not these crude beasts, no. Fear repose. Fear a life so catatonic it makes risking death feel like living. I find it all rather freeing. Don't you?
For a minute there, I thought he had it. But then he kept talking.
Still not the worst pep talk he's given.
I guess speech may seem disquieting, as is war, a thief of solace, and most cruelly, hope. Far too many of us know this firsthand. So I share with you a poem from moons long past. It has seen me to brighter shores. May it do you that same kindness. As we march toward peril's hearth, our kinfolk at our sides, each step, perhaps, could be our last, or first, toward kinder skies. Our spears will dawn, and fight till dawn, to guard the grounds we've stood, but won't have won till battle's done, and stays that way for good, and stays that way for good. That sentiment I find freeing. Until we see such times, we march, bear kin and allied friends, to guard our grounds against a foe most wicked. What they have in strength, they lack in respect for one another. We have both, and some damn good spears.
That was a very compelling speech, Elder.
They always seem to come together at the last moment. Still, tomorrow comes too soon.
We've prepared, tested our plan of attack, celebrated the many reasons for living. It's time.
Suppose it is, Wayfinder. But for now, the eve is young, and the festivities beckon. I do advise you all to get a good night's rest. Tomorrow, we rise.
Yo quejándome de que el otro era corto y el 12 se lleva la palma. En fin, que han sido 15 minutos de capítulo. En fin, menos mal que lo hice los dos juntos porque si no se iba a quedar un micro capítulo para el siguiente. Pues hemos terminado, como veis, prueba y error y la víspera del combate. Madre mía, es que es muy cortito. Pero bueno, la verdad que ha estado gracioso el bailecito. Y haremos el 13, ¿vale? Creo que es el último de este lanzamiento de la cima de Balrior en el próximo vídeo. Así que pórtense muy mal como siempre y hasta la próxima, que será, espero que bastante dentro de poco.